everybody. Welcome to another episode of Tap In Tuesday. And I know what y'all thinking. Y'all thinking, what is Shauna Luke doing back? Well, Shauna is back because this is an extremely important episode, not only to me, but also to her and to so many others. I feel like this was a story that needed to be told. I felt like this was something that needed to be shared with the world because I feel like it resonates with so many people. We're gonna take our time. We probably will cry. We have our tissue. We have our tissue because this episode is about suicide prevention and mental health and how us as people of color sometimes we ignore the signs. Sometimes we don't like to talk about mental health that happens amongst us, whether it be in the family, whether it be with a spouse, whether it be with a friend. We like to just keep it airtight. And even in my own family, mental health is something that we deal with that has, I'm not even going to say caused any distress or anything like that, but it's something that we do deal with in my own family, and we don't really talk about it. So today I wanted to explore that subject matter, and this is Shauna's first time speaking about it in a public setting, on a public platform, and I just want to give her the floor to tell her story. And it's a sad story, but it's also a story of triumph because I'm about to get emotional right now just talking. Oh my God, don't cry. It's only the first 5 minutes. I always call Shauna my positive Patty, and I probably said that in the other episode too, but like her positiveness, it comes from healing from a lot of trauma, and she's done the work to have this smile that she shares that is so bright, okay? And so I'm not going to talk anymore. I'm going to allow Shauna to tell us the story and what we're going to be talking about in the subject. And we really hope you guys enjoy it and that you really tap in and check on your people. Don't let those signs lie by the wayside. Check on your strong friends, check on your weak friends, check on your family, and check on yourself. So, Shauna Luke, you ready? Hands. Dear God, I pray that you give Shauna the strength to tell her story. We are sharing something with the world that is possibly going to help somebody and also resonate with others and let them know that they are not alone. And let's be aware. And this is not to, do any harm or hurt to anybody or any parties that are involved in this story. We just want to shed light on something that is a part of Shauna's life and hope to help heal others that may have been in a similar situation or has had to heal from something that was extremely traumatic but are still smiling by your grace. And in Jesus' name we do pray.
Amen.
I had to say a prayer before, okay?
Ooh,
okay.
Yes.
We believe in Jesus on Tap In Tuesday.
Yes.
I should have did it.
Wow. Yeah, that helps alleviate a little of the nerves. So where do I start to take myself back to 2012 when I met my ex, John Paul, my senior year of college. Yes, I had a boyfriend my senior year. I was juggling education and love, multitasking.
And what college did you go to?
I went to Clark Atlanta University.
Okay.
Yes, HBCU.
And you met John in
Paul.
Houston?
Mm-hmm.
John Paul in Houston? Okay.
Yeah, so at the time, his cousin was dating my cousin.
Okay.
So
Family affair.
yes, family affair. He did music, he was rapping, I was singing, we got in the studio, so that's how we clicked and meshed and, was spending time. That whole almost 2 months of the summer that I came home. And yeah, he asked me to be his girlfriend. In about 2 months, it was very quick, but it felt right. And great guy, always checked on me, and if your girl needed some lunch money or something, always coming through with everything like that.
So a provider for sure.
For sure. Very much a provider, and will give you the shirt off his back type of guy. So the first year was it was blissful, the first year that we were together. And I didn't start seeing any signs to after that first year. couple of things like um, would be if he wasn't having a great day, a lot of things that was going on, he would go mute or project it on me,
Okay.
and I'd be trying to like talk to him, but he would kind of like shut down
Okay.
in a way. And if it's not shut down, then might be kind of like lash out a little bit. I'm like, what? You know, it's a different side. Like, okay, you know, they say after the honeymoon stage,
The real, you see,
you know,
it ain't the representative no more.
yeah. So, but I paid it dust, and I remember, I can't remember the full detail, but I remember hearing about a story with his ex, and that something transpired with them, and he was on the verge of attempting to do suicide,
Okay.
but somebody had walked in to stop. And I remember when I was told this information, I was like, what? Like, I knew it was bad, but I ain't gonna lie, y'all. Like, I just pushed it to the back of my mind. Like, I didn't really. I remember asking him about it, but he didn't talk in detail. Like, oh, that was the past. Like, I wasn't about to do it for real type stuff. And I just, yeah, kind of paid. I played it dust. So I feel like that was the first. That was the first occurrence of like of a red flag of like
that ain't normal.
That's not normal.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Mm-hmm.
um, further down the relationship, a lot was going on with him, family wise, and just a lot. He felt like a lot. He had a lot of responsibility, and I got to see it like with the. He was doing so much, but again, when you got a person that's projecting on you, and you sometimes you're not getting the best side of their attitude. And I'm trying to be there, trying to navigate, and during this whole time, during our second year of our relationship, um, my dad ended up going to the hospital, not doing so good. He ends up passing away, and when that happened, that is when I really got to see, okay, something ain't right, like mental health wise.
So after your dad passed, you start seeing even more signs.
Yeah, during the transition of him, like he wasn't like another he wasn't so nice. Mm-hmm. He wasn't right being there for me like I wanted him to, but I was still trying to be there for him. And he had picked up a lot on. He was a beer drinker, beer and smoking cigarettes, but he had started picking up on the drinking beer, smoking the cigarettes, and yeah, and it wasn't for fun no more. I felt like I started seeing like this is a coping mechanism.
Right.
Like you gotta drink so many beers and smoke so many cigarettes. Like this is not normal again. And
did you ever bring it up to him, or you tried to?
And when I did bring it up, that's when it was like
an aggressive,
you get
defensive
defense. Like I'm grown type of thing, and I'm what I do. Okay, do you? But I can't let you do you when you're not.
When it's affecting me.
When it's affecting me, like what are we doing here? And sometimes we will argue about that, and then sometimes I just like, okay, I'm gonna let him be, let him do what he do. Mm-hmm. And yeah. So after my dad died, that's when things start getting worse.
What's up, everybody? It's your girl Tiermi, and if you would like to be a guest on Tap In Tuesday, please send an email to the email address below. It's tapintuesday@gmail.com. That's with 2 Y's. Tap In Tuesday with 2 Y's at the end @gmail.com. Also, if you want your stuff promoted or if you want me to do a review, go ahead and send that email, baby. Bye.
As far as the communication, as far as the action that was going on, like it wasn't the best. And it was like I knew something. I knew it wasn't right. I knew something wasn't right, but I was like, I still need to be there. I need to be.
You felt like you needed to be his shoulder.
Yeah, I feel like I needed to be there. So every time I'm like, oh, we breaking up, I'm coming right back. The break will be like 2 days, vice versa. And now then it starts turning like it's unhealthy, like a
toxic. And so again, some disrespect is going on. So that
third I love you, but this not working.
What was the straw that broke the camel's back?
Ooh.
That made you say, okay, I gotta for real break up with you. Because you said this was year 3, so what's this, 2015, 2016?
Ooh, yes, 2015. Yeah, because my dad had passed November 2014, so 2015, like after my birthday, I feel like, yeah, after my birthday, stuff started getting really bad.
Mm-hmm.
Like verbally, verbal abuse. Both of us going back, like it just wasn't, it just was bad.
Mm-hmm.
And nobody was walking away permanently.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like we got in a verbal fight, said some things like, and when we would go at it verbally,
Y'all would hit low.
Hit below the belt. Hit below the belt. And I wasn't like that. And I started to notice like I'm turning into somebody.
Mm-hmm. You're picking up his actions.
Yeah, I'm turning into somebody that I don't like. Like I'm hitting below the belt because you are.
Mm-hmm.
You know? And I just wasn't liking the person I was becoming. I wasn't feeling good inside. Like this ain't even me. So that's when I like had to pull the cord on the relationship. But
how did he react to it?
Not good. He was like, "You gonna leave me like I need you? Like you know what I'm going through with my family, with work, all this other things going on. You gonna pick a time to leave me now?"
Mm-hmm.
So I'm trying to do what's best for me, but I'm feeling bad at the same time. So I'm feeling guilty because in the way he was like codependent on me,
which is also a form of manipulation too, like knowing that this is not a good situation, but I'm gonna use my woes and make you feel bad so you don't leave me, because if you do leave me and something happens, or I feel like you leaving me through the storm and it's supposed to be a relationship and it's supposed to be, for better for us, even though we're not married, but those are the thought processes that happens, because I too was in a very toxic relationship prior, and that was you did. I'm like, okay, you know what? I got to move away. So yeah.
Yeah, and you asked me what was the straw that broke the camel's back.
Yeah.
We got into about me not wanting to move in.
Okay.
That was always an issue. Like 7 days out the week, I'd be over there 5 days out the week, but I wasn't trying to move in. Like I didn't want to shack up.
Mm-hmm.
No shade to nobody else, but that's just not what I wanted.
Mm-hmm.
And raised, I was very firm on there. Like I don't want to do that. Like you want to move in?
Put a ring on it.
We need to get married.
I'm the same way. I don't believe in no shacking. No shade to anybody that do, but I just feel like, why should I be giving you all the benefits of a wife, and I'm not your wife?
Yeah. So we got in a big argument about that, and that's when I was like, okay, scale back. But during the breakup, we're broken up, but I'm still communicating with you.
You're still leaving that window open.
I am still communicating, so it's like I'm doing it so you don't take me for granted. You get your stuff together and get your stuff together, and not taking me for granted, thinking that I'm always gonna come back with these circumstances. Like this is not cool. And I had got my new job. I was just trying to do a fresh start, but of course I wanted my man to get it together and come back.
So
but I need to teach you a lesson. I want you to really get it together. And but I was still, like I said, communicating.
And we all guilty of that. Can't never make a clean break.
Very much. And I remember when like he was telling me he was gonna go to church. He was trying to go to church. And he was begging me to come to church. And it's like, I'm going to church, I really want you to come. And I had to say no. It was like hurting me like so bad, because I wanted to, like, okay, you trying, but I gotta stay back.
I gotta stand on business.
I gotta stand on business. I gotta stay back. And
because this is a temporary, and not saying that was what he was doing, but in most cases it'd be a temporary fix. The other person is just trying to do what they can to put the band-aid on it, just to get you right back in the fold. Like, okay, I'm gonna go to church, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna stop doing this, and you only stop it for maybe like a month, and then it's right back to square one.
Yeah, so I was just trying to stay strong and keep my distance. And I remember there was an occasion one night he had called me, he had been drinking, and he was like, I missed you, da da da, this type of stuff, and like I need you to come right now. I'm like, I'm not coming right now. I drop out like, no, you need to come right now. If you don't come right now, you know what? So he cried wolf and made a threat to take his life, and I'm like, you done said this before, like I'm not paying, you know.
So how many times had he been crying wolf?
Oh, he had cried wolf about like doing some, maybe like twice.
Wow, was this like
in the midst of an argument, like, oh, if I don't, I remember he would say something like, I die, don't come to my funeral, type stuff, like, wait.
Now, was this being said like at the last year of the relationship, like the crying of the wolf?
Yes, the third year.
This is where we start coming. Okay, gotcha.
Yes, this is all 2015. The crying of the wolf, and I'm like, the first time I was like, why would you say that? The second time I'm planting dust, and then I believe the third time when he had called that night, and when he was drunk or whatever, and like telling me to come, and I'm like, I'm not coming. Oh gosh, I told him I wasn't coming, and he was like, all right, I'm gonna just, I don't know, I don't remember if he said I'm off myself or something like that, but the gun goes off. And I thought he had did it. Because he was yelling, he was just being belligerent. And the gun went off, and I thought he did it. And when he did it, I screamed and my heart dropped. And he got back on the phone, and he was like, do you really want me to do that? Would you, like, how would you feel if I really did that? Like, that's when I was like, oh my God, like, this is crazy. And I didn't tell nobody. I just, you can talk about it, I'm sorry.
It's okay, take your time, breathe. Take your time.
It was crazy.
We ain't gotta rush, we got time. Cause this is, it's like reliving it, so I know like, it's like triggering. And
oh man, I just keep thinking like that, it was crazy. Like, who is this person? Like, I really felt like another spirit, a bad spirit was in my boyfriend. Like, who? Like, this alcohol, your mindset, this ain't you. Like, this is somebody else. And I also feel like that is what kept me to stay. Like, I was able to tell the difference. Like, this is you when you're sober, and this is you when you're not.
You're two totally
two different people. And so after that, I came over the next day. He was cause he had a hotel. He was staying in the hotel. He wasn't in his apartment no more. And I came to the hotel. Before I got in the hotel, he came. Yeah, he picked me up, and that is when I saw that I knew he had bought a gun, but that is when I saw the gun. Okay. And I feel like that is also the reason why I don't like guns. Like, I saw the gun, I'm like, why you got a gun? Like, he was like on some, if anybody try me, like, they gonna get, I ain't taking no, he was just talking about I ain't taking no mess. Like, anybody try me, like, that's just gonna be what it is. Like, what?
It just sounded like a totally different
person. Like, again, who is this person? This is not my boy. This is not, no, this ain't you. And I remember before going in the hotel, I was like, you gotta keep the gun in the car. Like, you ain't bring it up in there. And I remember when I got in the hotel, like, I was on eggshells. I wasn't scared to jump out, but I was like, this ain't, like, who is this? I was on eggshells. So I remember while he was talking, I just was listening, but I didn't want to do nothing to piss him off. Like, I didn't want to argue or nothing, so I just let him vent or whatever.
Just like, I'm gonna be a listening ear.
Yeah, because he was talking about moving in together. I was just listening, but I didn't want to be combative with him. And
you know he was capable of in that state either.
Yeah, then that's when I was like, again, like, he wouldn't do. I was thinking like, he wouldn't do nothing to harm me, but like, it's a gun. Like, what's going on? This is just beyond me. And I remember that morning, I got up early, and I went to church, and that's night I prayed. And I remember writing a letter to God. I got the letter today, and I was like, help, this ain't healthy. I need help to let go. And I pray for him to whatever's going on, Lord, please step in because I feel like I'm in a bad movie. Like, stuff is getting worse and worse and worse. And yeah, I ain't telling everybody.
So you dealing with this all by yourself?
Yeah, I wasn't. Believe some incidents I know his parents were aware of and some family members, but I also was like tired of going to them because again he grown only so much that
so
they
you
could
were
do.
going to tell his family.
Yeah, some of the antics. Yes, I was telling the family.
And what was their response?
I don't blame you for leaving him alone. Like, you know, we've tried to talk to him, but we can't. At the end of the day, we can't control. Like, it's pretty much like nothing we can do. Nobody, including myself, was thinking about no therapy or nothing like that. I'm just like, he need to just lay low, stop the beer drinking.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I feel like that's what is triggering it, but not looking at it from a
mental health space.
Yeah, nobody was mentioning no therapy or nothing like that.
Is it bipolar? No. Like, you know.
Not at all. And I feel like a week had passed, kind of like died down, but I was still communicating with him, and he was like, he was still trying to go to church and talking to God, all this stuff, and was like, Shauna, I just really want stuff to work with us, and I feel like he was saying that he told me that he was feeling like he wasn't needed, that he wasn't needed. Like, I got this new job, he had been helping his family members, everybody getting back on track, and he was feeling like he wasn't needed. And I was like, why you feel like, I hate that you feel like that, you know. And he was like, he was about to get this apartment, and he really would want me to move in and, you know, start over, all this good stuff. And I remember hanging up the phone, and I was like, I'm gonna give in and move in. And that day during my lunch break, I knew the name of the apartments, and he didn't know that I had called the apartments, and I went to see the apartment. I went to go actually look at the apartment team, and I remember looking like, okay, I'm gonna just give in. I'm gonna do it because I love him. I want to make this work, and I know that a lot. I'm
gonna give him the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it, and I went back to work, and he sends me this going out text message about talking to some dude, the coworkers, some off the wall stuff. So I was like, okay, he been drinking something and just going in on me, and I was like, you know what? I ain't dealing with this. I am not dealing with this. And
that was God telling you,
I blocking him. He called my work phone, and my coworker had answered the phone, and I was like, tell him I'm busy. And she was like, he said check your phone, check your messages or whatever. And I checked my messages, and I don't know if I called. No, I didn't. I checked my messages. Yeah, and he was going out, but I did take the phone call from him. Yes, I did. She gave me the phone, and he was like, "This will be your last time talking to me. I hope don't come to my funeral." Yeah, he was talking big cash shit about another crying wolf, and I'm like, girl.
He do this all the time.
Yeah, like
I'm not playing into this game.
Yeah, and so that the last conversation was not a good one. It was talking about taking his life and talking about me, how I ain't, just all negative stuff. And I remember going to the dentist. I didn't get to make it to the dentist because it was raining really bad, and I wanted to call him, and I was like, oh, this is just such a habit. Like I ain't calling him. My best friend Donna was pregnant at the time. That morning, she went into labor. I go to the hospital. It was early in the morning. And after the baby was born, after Kylie was born, I remember getting a phone call from his cousin that was dating my cousin at the time. And he was the one who told me that he committed suicide, that he did it.
He actually did.
That he did
after
it.
Talking to you.
Yeah. And when he told me that he did it, I just remember screaming and stomping the ground so hard. I threw the phone and I was stomping and I was like,
this can't be real.
What? So it told me that he did it. At not too took his life not too far from his job. So I don't know if it was on break or not, but he was he had a rental car at the time because his car was in the shop. But everything took place not too far from the job, and yeah, the police had came over that morning and told his parents, and yeah, I immediately left the house. I left the hospital, and I told Diamond and my other friends that was there. It was Kathy and Raquel. They took me home, and the whole time ride home, it just didn't feel. It didn't feel real. It was like what? Like this is when and it wasn't until I got home. They told me it was on the news, and I'm so glad I didn't see it, but yeah, it showed up on the news. It showed up on the news, and I just remember, getting home. I was crying. I cried. I just kept crying, T. I just kept crying. I took a nap, and when I woke up from the nap, I thought
it was in a dream.
I thought I was in the it didn't. I'm like, this is real. When I woke up from the nap, and I just kept crying again, and then I think his mom called me. I don't know, but I ended up going to his mom's house, and that's when it really was real. And his cousin Red was there. Was Red there or his friend Reggie? I don't know. One of the friends was there. Sister was there, the daddy, and like, yeah, they was talking. Yeah, it was hitting that he's gone, and oh, I don't want to cry. I'm trying. Yeah, that he was gone, and they was gonna move on. Yeah, just to start doing the funeral
arrangements.
And I feel like it just was a blur. I feel like that it was it was the truth, but it felt like just a blur. And that's when I became that day. That's when I got numb. Like
so, explain that feeling of numb. Like, what does that feel like in that moment? What did that feel like? If you can explain it.
Just empty. I feel like a part, like when he passed, I feel like a part of me, like my spirit left.
A part of it died too.
Yeah. I was mad. I was mad at God. I just got quiet. Yeah, I feel like a part of my spirit left my body. And then, like when a week passed by after 4th of July, because this happened July 1st for me. After 4th of July, like a week of crying, and then now we got the funeral. Like stuff happening so fast, but it was all a blur. I remember I couldn't sleep as well. I couldn't sleep like a good week or two. I could not sleep. I would try to go to sleep, but I couldn't sleep. I would just look at the ceiling, and then I felt like I was feeling like his spirit like was in my room, but it was like, it wasn't like a happy spirit. I was like, I think he mad at me, because the last words was not good.
Did you blame yourself?
Yeah, I remember went to his sister's house, and the family was there. His cousins, people was there. And I never, like I said, I never talked about this on a platform. And one of the family members, they had told me, I just, if you could have just talked to him, you could have pretty much
prevented
it. And I remember.
Wow, to put that burden on somebody after they just lost somebody that they love as well is just disheartening. Like, you can't make a person, you know what I'm saying? Like, what's in, and it's really more so like what God has in his plan is what God has in his plan.
Yeah, that lady told me that. Look, give me goosebumps. Yeah, she told me that, and I remember.
What was your reaction?
I didn't say anything. I didn't say anything. I just like, I didn't say anything, but inside I'm just like, okay, so now that is when I felt bad. I felt guilty. Like, okay, any other time, like I'm talking to, I could, okay, now I'm a significant factor that could have prevented this. Yeah, now I'm feeling bad. I'm mad at God because, you know, he didn't cry wolf before, and this is something that would like kill me, to hurt me, because I don't want him to leave this world. I want him to be healthy. I want him to get his life together.
Right.
We ain't gotta be together, but I want him to be okay.
Right.
And like for this to happen, like, why me? I don't understand. I'm a good hoe. I'm a good person. Like I don't get none of this. And you know this would take me out, and it did. So there I am, mad at God. Now I'm feeling bad. My family, love them to death, but nobody knew. Nobody
knew how to console you.
And not the way that I needed. It was just, I felt like everybody was like, okay, after the leading up to the funeral and after the funeral, you gotta get back to you. You gotta, go back to work.
They thinking like a quick fix.
Yeah, do stuff to get your mind off of it and pray.
We love to tell somebody to
pray. I was out for work 3 days. I should have took off. Because I wanted to quit. I definitely wanted to quit my job. I did. I was just like, I was done with, I was just over it. Yeah. But yeah, I took 3 days off, went back to work. It was miserable. Work was miserable. I remember my mama calling, how's everything? I was like, it's horrible. Like, this is horrible. It was horrible. I was crying to work, going to work, crying, leaving work. It just was horrible.
You feeling guilty. You lost somebody you love, the way you lost the person, the last conversation. Yeah, that's a lot. I wasn't getting the support that I needed. I was praying to God, but it was more. I needed more, and I didn't know. God ain't enough. I'm
looking up. I'm like, now I'm not hungry. I'm not going to eat. I'm just not feeling like myself. And I'm crying. So many tears. So many tears. And I remember one night, I was like, something's not right. Like, I just don't feel right. So I was looking up, like, symptoms, not eating, can't sleep, still not getting a good night's sleep.
Insomnia and stuff. So what did you end up looking up?
It said depression.
Had you ever knew anything about, like, how depression worked prior?
No, like,
or what it might, yeah.
No, I just knew, like, depression. You feeling bad, you feeling sad, but not as the depthness of it, like how it starts and how long it can be, what stems from it, and grief, and no, I did not.
So once you seen, like, okay, I'm depressed, what steps did you take to process that and then try to dig yourself out of that black hole?
I remember telling my mom, like, I don't, like, I had a kind of like a semi like mental breakdown. When I read, like, okay, I'm depressed, okay, right, but I don't feel like doing nothing, like, but I don't know what to do besides pray. But I didn't feel like doing nothing. I didn't know what to do. I wasn't thinking about no therapy, none of that. And I remember I didn't go no places that we had went to, me and John Paul went to. I was like, okay, I had been in the house as well. I was like, let me try to go somewhere, get out the house, and I tried to go to Chili's. I pulled up to Chili's where we would always go, couldn't do it. Driving back, I just started cursing, crying. I started crying and I started cursing, like, I'm mad, like, I'm like, this is my life. Like, I remember saying it, like, God, like, my life. And my mom just had told me, she was like, you gotta snap. She told me, you gotta snap out of it. She's like, I know this is hard for you, but you have to accept that he's not here.
Mm.
He's not here and he's not coming back. So I know it hurt, but you gotta accept that. And you have to you gotta live your life because he's not, that was all I remember. He's not coming back and you have to live you gotta keep living for yourself.
Because life goes on. Life does continue.
And I was like, I hear you, but it's not fair. It's not fair. And after that, when my mom, remember, I was like, I had music, singing, all that was dead. Like, there won't be no singing. I don't do nothing like I said. I don't do nothing. And I remember I made myself write a song about him. Like little by little, it probably took me like a month, like to complete it. Mm-hmm. And I just, it was therapeutic, but it was hard. Like it was hard. As I said,
was that the Tink song?
That was the Tink, the instrumental.
I love that song.
The Same on Me.
Yeah.
And I was like crying writing this song. Like definitely was crying. Like, but it was.
I remember when you put that out.
It was helping. And I can really say that when I wrote the song and released it, that was like the
stepping stone you needed to try to start the process of accepting everything and healing yourself.
Yep. Did I feel alone? I did. Like I know, like again, I love my family, but nobody knew what to do.
You know, and most people don't because you don't know until you're actually in that situation. You know, so it's like you can tell you can oh, I got whatever you need, and I'm so sorry. You can at one point it becomes redundant because you ain't never been in that situation, so it's just like I don't know what to say or what to do, but I'm gonna try my best. You know, as far as your family's perspective, and then just as far as just you know, especially with Black people, just about like mental health and depression. Like again, like you said, they said just pray about it. You know, or you know, go back to work. Like, what should you take off for? Like, as if life just moves on. And in reality, no. When something happens to you that's like life changing, life altering, it takes time, and no one knows how much time, or how long, or what steps you have to take. But like you said, at one point you said something ain't right. So the fact that you even had the discernment to acknowledge that, like, something isn't right and I need to figure it out. That was your first step right there. It wasn't even a song. It was the fact that you acknowledged, I'm not right and I don't want to be stuck in this black hole. That's what I call it the black hole, because it just seems like you don't know which way. I'm about to cry. You don't know which way to turn. You don't know how. It just feels like there's no light.
No, yeah.
No, like, how am I gonna climb out if I don't see anything? I don't see the pathway. I don't see the yellow brick road. I don't see the stairs to get me out of this hole.
And suppressing it and trying to go to work like a
trying
robot.
Trying to keep busy
like a robot, as if it's gonna push it further back, and all it was doing was making it worse. So, like I said, family, friends, like, oh, you know, it's keep yourself busy, do all of that, and just push the rush. You can't rush something so traumatic. You can't rush you can't rush stuff. You can't rush it. It makes it worse for you in the end, because it's gonna show up. It's gonna show up even bigger and worse. It's gonna show up at the wrong time, but even more, just more worse. I feel like.
Yeah. Because you're just putting a Band-Aid over it.
Yeah.
And it's still a
You're not facing what this person took his life. They're like this. That's a big thing. It's not small. And I feel like that's what I was doing. Like
trying to minimize it. And it's like, no, this is huge. Like I just took a really big lost somebody that I love, and then the last conversation that we had, and the fact that he said, if you don't, I'm going to do this, and then you really go and do it. Because the other 3 times you said it and you didn't. So now it's like, wow, this is the one time you really do it? When I'm choosing me? And see, that's the double-edged sword.
You knew it was going to hurt me, and that was another aspect I was dealing like, okay.
You think hurting you is but you really hurt me.
You hurt me, and everybody else. When one person leaves, it affects a lot, and the way that is, like, it's kind of like, it was kind of like selfish. I was trying not to think of it like that, but I got mad. Yeah, it was a point. I got mad at him too. I was mad at God, mad at, like, you did this on purpose to hurt me, but you hurt me and everybody else. Like, what is this?
Yeah. But again, that goes back to the mental health part, and he didn't even know it himself. You know what I'm saying? And the family, it's like, again, like, that's why, especially as Black people, we have to talk about these things, and, like, not just say, well, we just gonna leave him. Be like, no, we need to have a conversation. What's going on with you? What can we do? And then sometimes you can have those conversations, and it's still not enough, because when people have chronic depression, and it's every day. It don't matter if they take medicine, it don't matter if they pray, they just always feel unhappy. And most times when people do take their lives, it's because they're tired of feeling unhappy.
Yeah.
And that is the hard part about it, because in their mind, it's a release. You know, I'm cutting off. It might be selfish, but I just need a release for myself. And I know I'm gonna hurt some people, but I'm hurting so much right now. And you know, I've never really put myself in the shoes of someone that is just chronically sad. But when I think about it, I'm sure it's probably very heavy, you know? Like a real heavy burden. Like, I couldn't imagine just every day not happy, no matter what's going on. Or just shutting the world out, isolating them, you know, because something has happened. Yeah. I can imagine that. So after you release your song, what month was that? How many months had passed?
So this was during October, because his birthday was October 10th. So this was after his birthday, because on his birthday I had another, like, little mini breakdown at work, just crying like, oh, it's his birthday.
Right.
And yeah, it was October I released.
So about 3-4 months later.
This was July, August, September, October. Yeah, 3 months. And then I remember I got asked to perform at this Thanksgiving event, and I did that from it was Latoria.
Did we both do it?
You wouldn't know. You would not that.
I didn't do that one.
You do that one.
Okay.
It was me and Justin.
Okay. Gotcha.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, it felt good. I feel like, because I was in the house.
Yeah.
And after that performance, I was like, okay, I need to get back. I need to get out this house.
Yeah.
I need to get out this house, and I wanna see people perform. And I remember seeing on Instagram you on a flyer, you, Ashley Tolman, Necessary,
Just
Brittany,
yeah.
a lot of y'all. And I said, I'm going to this. I'm gonna go. I want to go, and I want to go see Terry. Like, that was the main thing I saw. It was on your page, and I saw the rest of them. I was like, I'm gonna go. And I remember asking my cousin, and she was supposed to come with her friend. I was getting ready. She called. I ain't gonna be able to make it. And I was like, well, I'm gonna still go. She's like, by yourself? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, as long as it's safe. I've always been like that. If it's safe, I don't mind going by myself nowhere. And I remember going. Nobody was there. I sat at the bar. I was just waiting. And then I see this girl with the big hair. You had your dress with the sequins on.
Girl, yes.
And she says, Shauna, girl, is that you? What you doing? Who you here with? I was like, what you here for? I was like, I'm here to see you. It's like, who you with? I was like, I'm by myself. I was like, come on, you with us, you with us.
Me now, girl. And
And
after that, we ain't never left each other's side since. just was like, you want to sing? Come with me. We finna shop these records. Okay, let's get you a music video. We finna do this. I don't know everything, but I tell you what I do know. And yeah.
Yes, and that was the at the time, other best friends, my friends, everybody had stuff going on, and I never took it personally. But I definitely know during that time, you and Raquel, that was the light, the support that I needed to give me that.
I'm talking about our little
yes,
sister Raquel.
Little sister Raquel.
Just fancy.
Yes, just fancy. Coming in my life to give me back the light that I used to have, my purpose. Because I released that song. It was therapeutic, but I didn't want to, and even perform at Thanksgiving, but I wasn't trying to be on the music stuff. I was like, it's too late. Like, I'm just going to stick to corporate, doing banking. And this one, it ain't never too late. I will help you. If you ain't anybody else help you, I'm going to help you. And yeah, I started hanging out with her and Kel. And
she was such a sweetie pie. Like,
I felt like I was
like
she was
like shelter. Like, me and Raquel talking about, yeah, girl, we doing this, we doing that. Shauna was a prude, honey.
Yes, it was.
She was a prude. She had experienced a lot of stuff, and not that anything is wrong with that. Because my mom always tells Shauna, like, Shauna, you remind me so much of myself when I was your age. I was the same way. Like, my mama say, wow, that's her word. I went wild and outside, like Tierra, you know, I was chill. I'm trying to figure it out. She said that about Shauna and my other best friend, Antoinette, too, who's behind the scenes right now. But she always says she relates to just how they are as women, just being more, you know, a little more chill. Like, even though they got big, fun personalities, especially, like, when we having a good time, but just, like, you know, like, I'm a little behind. Like, I'm not as advanced as some of the other girls, you know, but then eventually you meet new friends, they show you new experiences. I mean, we was traveling, we was going out. I mean, every weekend we was going somewhere, like, yes. And even with this story, like, I know this story, but I never knew how in-depth everything was really until, like, a few months ago when she moved here to LA, and we just was randomly talking, and I was like, wait, that all happened? Like, I knew parts of it, but it was still fresh when me and her started hanging out. So she just told me, like, just the basis, and then that was that. And I just never brought it up again because I just know it's such a sensitive topic. So when we talked about it at my house, I looked at her and I said, you got to tell this story on Tap In Tuesday. I said, because this is something that so many people need to hear. And, like, you know, everybody looks at Shauna like, oh, she's so happy, she's so nice. But, like, it took some work. And I'm just glad that
you crying more than me. I'm surprised I'm that bawling.
No, you did so good. You did so good. She was so worried. She was worried. She's like, I'm scared I'm gonna cry. And I said, girl, I'm probably gonna be, you know, I'm the cry baby. Like, I'm probably gonna be the one that's crying. But to know that, like, I met her just about like 7 months after everything happened. Not met her because we've known each other since we were in high school, but we really formed a real sisterhood and bond literally after that day. Like, we ain't never left each other's side.
Yes, God places everybody in your life at a perfect time. And believe it or not, every time I talk about it with you, like, we, you know, different, I may reveal more stuff, details. You're like, oh, I didn't know that. I'm like, girl, I don't want to, you know, I feel comfortable, but the more I talk about it, it's still therapeutic. Yeah. Like, for me, it's
like
been
another little piece has been healed.
2015 was almost 9 years?
Oh my God! Next year, the 2025 will be 10 years.
10 years.
It'll be 10 years. A decade.
To talk about it, but, you know, my hands still shake. I get a little anxious, but to talk about it and talk confidently and being able to see the bigger picture of everything, like the positive side of me being resilient. You know,
you got a story to tell.
To being able to help somebody and being able to be relatable and know how to educate. I'm still learning about, different mental illnesses, mental health things, and just how to cater to people, how to talk to people, and not just give them a Bible, send a Bible verse, and not, just saying, that's ain't nothing wrong with them, or something. That's not normal. Something is wrong. So paying attention to red flags and just advocating, like, besides music, like mental health, I'm very passionate about that. Like I talked to you about, want to do my nonprofit. It is okay to be okay.
That's on the way. So be on the lookout.
But just being able to educate our community, everyone, about mental health, how it's very it's vital. It's important to check in when you asking somebody how they doing. Make sure if you can just be aware, like, are you ready to? If you really ask them, do you have the capacity to listen? Just to listen sometimes.
Right.
Not give feedback, not give judgment, and just be there to listen, or just be there to sit with somebody. I feel like during that time of me being depressed, a lot of times I just wanted somebody just to sit with, just to be there.
We ain't even gotta talk.
We don't have to talk about
just to feel your presence.
How I feel, just to be there, to sit, and that can go it goes a long way, going a long way. And turning your pain to purpose as power. And you need prayer, you need God, you need Jesus, you do. But there's nothing wrong with therapy. Therapy didn't come to 2020 when I did that, 2021.
Yeah, we both started therapy
2021 for me. You started before me.
I started in 2020 because I had my own little mental breakdown after I turned 30. I just felt alone. I was in LA. Chris had moved out the house. I just felt alone. And I just remember coming back from Cabo, and the dude that I was, oh my God, madly in love with, he cut me off, and he was not talking to me no more. And it just felt like everything just, I'm on a flight and I'm bawling. I cried the whole flight. That flight was 2 hours. It was like a 3-hour flight. I cried the whole entire flight. When I got off the flight, I had to get myself together, and I was like, I called my mom. I said, I need to talk to somebody. It was the same thing. I was just like, I gotta talk to somebody, because I had been crying prior to that.
You told me, you was like, I'm gonna see, and when you was like, I'm gonna see a therapist. I was like, okay.
I need to talk to somebody, because I would be getting up in the morning, I'm looking in the mirror, I'm crying. I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm doing in this thing called life. And a lot of us feel like that, especially as creatives. When you're chasing a dream, you be feeling lost. And I still have my moments of feeling lost. Even with Tap In Tuesday, child, I didn't feel lost. Like, is this really gonna work? Like, I'm spending all this money. Is anybody really gonna watch? Like, should I have done this? Like, this was dumb. Like, you start questioning yourself. But that ain't nothing but the devil. That's what I associate that with.
Trying to make you insecure.
Ain't nothing but the devil. Because once the art is put out, I've done my job. I had to tell myself, I don't do what I do for other people's validation. I do it for me. And I still cry.
We all do.
I'm a big cry. I cry happy, sad, glad, mad, whatever. I cry on Finding Nemo, child. I'm gonna cry. But just I just thank you for just being so willing to come and tell this story with me on my platform for the first time ever, and actually speaking out loud and in front of in front of the world, in front of a small audience, whatever. I just felt like this story was something that can save somebody. Whether it be somebody who is battling with it, or somebody that's in your situation and battling with someone who is battling with it, and just knowing everything will eventually be okay. How long it may take, we never know.
Witness. You can never tell me.
Before we wrap up, I do want to ask, seeing yourself from now and from then, what have you learned, and what are you most proud of about yourself? Because almost 10 years next year is crazy.
Yeah.
Like that's really a long time, and even to this day, since me and her like became the best of friends, like she's on his birthday, she acknowledges him. She always does a post, and it's like the love is still gonna always be there because she loved him as a person. It's not a hate thing, but you have to get over those feelings of feeling like, why me? Woe is me. Why would you do this? Why would you do it to yourself? So, like, what do you feel has been the most beautiful thing of your growth since the time has passed? And did you see yourself here 9 years ago?
Somebody would have told me, because again, I feel like my life was over. Like, what's the point of life? It's like this is my life. Like, I don't see nothing past that.
Mm-hmm.
And to look back from 2015 to now, from meeting great people, you, other people, to traveling, to seeing new things, doing new things, and growing spiritually, and healing, and knowing that like when people tell you it's gonna get better, it's gonna get better. It doesn't feel like that in the moment, but each day it gets better. It's not gonna be like that, like that always. It's not, but it feels like that. So to see my life and I'm the 9 year span, like I just give honestly every glory to God. Um, he doesn't waste no pain. Although what I experienced, it was traumatic, but the purpose of me being again relatable, um, knowing how to help somebody else. Like I've been through this, I can help you.
Compassion.
I can have compassion. I can help you navigate it, and not you can feel safe with Shauna, because I know what it feels like. Feel like you, am I losing my mind?
Yeah.
Like
feeling like you alone.
Feeling alone, not feeling like God just skipped over you. And all that whole thing about do bad things always happen to good people. Like I really was like, I think at that time I was like, that is true. It gotta be, cause what is this?
What did I do?
What did I do? And it's not what did I do. It's what God has chosen you for a reason, a purpose, but you don't see it. But He does nothing to hurt or harm us, and that's one thing my mama has always told me and instilled in me. He does nothing to hurt or harm us. It will make sense later in some type of way. It may not be full clarity, but it's gonna make sense. So for me to be on T's platform, to talk about this in a positive, impactful way, because everybody is all about mental health right now. It's a big thing, and I'm so grateful for it, because 10
years ago it was taboo. We ain't talking about that. We sweeping
it under the rug, calling them crazy, whatever. Leave them alone. And that's not how we should approach it. So I love the community about mental health and just educating and informing. So
I love that. And so I want you to tell people what we can look forward to within the next few months, or maybe next year or something, like what we got going on, because it's some good things that's going to be happening.
Great things. So by next year for sure, because I'm wrapping up on my EP. I've actually finished recording it. I just have
so good, y'all.
Yes.
What's the name of it?
It is,
we won't tell the people yet. We'll keep it a secret.
We're gonna keep it a secret, but it is definitely all the songs they're true. They're relatable. They're very true about me, and they can be applied to. They're still applied today. Because they were recorded, re-recorded, but it's definitely giving R&B. It's giving transparency. It's giving love, and it's a beautiful project that I'm very proud of, and just can't wait to show the people. And again, I'm definitely gonna work on that nonprofit for mental health, about education.
And it's called It's Okay.
It's okay to not be okay.
It's
like
okay
it really
to
is.
not be okay.
So when somebody asks you, "You okay?" and you say, "No, I'm not." Don't feel hesitant. Don't feel. I want people to feel fearless about if they don't feel okay.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Thank you, sister.
Thank you.
Ooh, I cried the whole time, child. I
cried
from the beginning to the end, child. Paper towel just soaking wet. Y'all know I'm a Cancer, baby. That's what we do. We gonna cry. One day we gonna cry. We be hard on the outside, but we is nothing but soft mushiness on the inside. Okay? That's why I call myself a sensitive thug.
Right? She really is a sensitive thug.
I'm sensitive, but I will curse you out. All right? And then say sorry afterwards.
Yeah.
I will still say sorry, but you're gonna get that lash. When my Lotto say put you over my knee and spank your ass, big mama. And so, thank y'all so much for doing Tap In Tuesday. I love y'all for real, and yeah, till the next episode.
Love y'all.
Bye. So because this episode was dedicated to mental health and having mental health awareness, if you or anybody is in need of talking to somebody, or you need a therapist, or you want to just vent and ask somebody to help, please visit the links that are below. I have a phone number, and it will also be some websites for you guys to look up therapists and other great things that can help you with your mental health. Thanks for tuning in.